Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another Chris Chan Quickie article. And today, ladies and gentlemen, as we're being on a little bit of a kick in terms of talking about the comics and talking about the peculiarities and the quirks of Chris's comic forays, I decided that, well, yeah, you know what? That's the chaotic combo. You know what? Why not? They're as integral and as unimportant to the story as literally everything else. So, how about we just talk about them? It's not like there's that much to go over outside of, well, the fever dream that is issue 13. But let's get to work, shall we? The Chaotic Combo is a team of Sonichu recolors with varying amounts of personality, ranging from all of one-dimensional to slightly more than one-dimensional, and screen time. The Chaotic Combo first appeared in Sonichu issue 0, although they were properly introduced in Sonichu issue 3. The name was ripped off from Chaotix, a gang of 5 detectives first appearing in the game Knuckles Chaotix. And that's I am the main character, so why am I not in this? I love the fact that it's meant to be Chris dressed as Sonichu as well. That's low-key kind of funny. Backstory. The Chaotic Combo were created at the same moment Sonichu and Rosechu were made, when the Chaotic Rainbow flew out of Sonic and Pikachu and hit the female Rosechu. Or Raichu, but who cares really? Some eggs flew out of the rainbow for no clear reason, and landed in a variety of locations. These hatched into Sonnies and Rosies that were then raised by nearby Pokemon. The members. Wild Sonichu, the leader. Wouldn't it make more sense if Magichan was the leader? I don't understand. Wild was raised by a Cypher and a Venusaur. The Cypher, his father, and the Venusaur, his mother, taught him the skills necessary to survive in the jungle. He can swing through jungles and turn invisible. He attacks with razor leaves and vines and whips. He is a confident, outgoing, and courageous character, although rather shy around members of the other gender. He eventually ends up in a relationship with a stolen character and has a child with her. So, basically Tarzan if he was painted green, it would seem. He is described as a green electric grass hedgehog Pokemon, second in command of the Chaotic Combo. So he's not the leader then. Which one is it, Chris? He was raised by a Venusaur and has a perfect razor leaf attack with a dash of lightning. Bubbles Rosechu, the dumb one. Great start. Bubbles was raised by a female Swampert. She has no personality whatsoever, other than being a total whore and being shown to get her rocks off by being electrocuted or hit with psychic needles. Her powers include control over water and the ability to powerfully slap her enemies. She's in a relationship with Blake. Apparently she can create tidal waves which are normally caused by earthquakes or volcanic eruptions, but either way, kill thousands of people. Bubbles is water/electric. Blue electric water hedgehog Pokemon, optimistic and full of energy. When she feels happy, she will tell everyone. She was raised by a mother Swampert, who taught her how to create tidal waves. I feel like Swampert may need to be brought in for questioning somehow. And, oh god, Punchy. Okay, the token minority, an incarnation of how Chris sees Asian people. Punchy is I'm not saying that word, self-proclaimed strike ninja who had his tail ripped off in a matter of seconds by Myopie, seconds after crash landing into GDW's Shinobe's dojo. Having his tail promptly removed somehow caused the Sonny to evolve into Punchy, which made him a martial arts expert. It's good to know that this is just the sort of thing that happens, as opposed to actually learning or training in any way, or trying to hide the fact that you look anything less than a Knuckles ripoff. Punchy then used a sky uppercut to launch Myopie into the stratosphere, clearly murdering her. Myopie's father reacted to this by congratulating him and taking him on as his star pupil. No loss whatsoever, then, it would seem. Supposedly, Punchy is full of random access humor. Except he, or rather Chris, doesn't really show up in the comic at all, and when he does, it isn't funny. His attacks with punches, Punchy is fighting slash electric. Red Electric, fighting hedgehog Pokemon. Punchy is very strong and full of random weird humor. He lost his tail in a fight. He was raised in a dojo in Japan. Angelica Rosechew, the Jesus freak. Raised by a group of nuns, Angelica uses her magic powers to grow flowers and such messages as hope and peace and love. Only has slightly more personality than Bubbles. Uses words like prayer and Lord randomly to show that she is religious, despite rampantly engaging in premarital sex and even mass debating in the house of God. Huh. Good to know Chris's views on religions are also extremely stunted and jarring. I think that's the way to describe. Yeah, I can't think of any other way to put it. But she can apparently use wing attacks and whirlwinds. Angelica is flying slash electric and has a pair of angel wings. White electric flying hedgehog Pokemon. She usually remains peaceful and calm, and she prays every night. Angelica was raised in a church by some nuns. She's not even raised by any Pokemon, she's just coincidentally raised by nuns. Honestly, Chris, you could afford to give Angelica a little bit of a better, interesting backstory than that. Magi-chan, the closet case. Probably the most interesting of the bunch. Magi-chan is supposedly very intelligent, has psychic powers, and can travel through time. Raised by Mewtwo, who communicated with him telepathically after he hatched, the only member of the Chaotic Combo, and probably one of the few Sonichus altogether that bothers wearing clothing, even if it's just a vest. He is also one of Chris's spouses. Magi-chan is psychic slash electric. Purple electric slash psychic hedgehog Pokemon. He has telekinetic powers and he can bend anything with his mind. Moving on. Notable character relationships. Sonichu and the rest of the Chaotic Combo. Sonichu has quite a close working relationship and friendship with the rest of the combo, almost to the point where he's a sixth member. He's seen more often with a member of the combo than they are as a full team by themselves. Not to mention that Sonichu has no problem hanging out with Rosechew and her gal pals. Moreover, his children are said to play with Wild's own groin spawn. What on earth is a groin spawn? I don't really want to know. It's too early in the morning for this. Since he's the only one besides Bubbles who has any aptitude with electric attacks, and he also has the ear of the mayor, he may be the de facto sixth member of the group. Does it really matter though? I mean, really? When you think about it, does it matter that much? It seems to matter to Magi-chan for some reason because, he is not happy. Blake and the rest of the Chaotic Combo. While shown to be individual, more powerful than any of the other members, he turns into a simpering bitch after getting, I am not saying that word either, by Sonichu and the rest of the combo, and developing a crush on Bubbles. Good to know it's as a result of something as one-sided as a gang bang for that to happen. Is that how Chris's views on sexualized violence, however, is also everything about this is just extremely concerning in every shape and form. His status is in the rest of the clique rose considerably after attending a few birthday parties and becoming Bubbles' gelding. Ironically, Blake was able to get far more evil done as a confidant of the Chaotic Combo than he ever did working for Giovanni and Robotnik. Magi-chan and the rest of the Chaotic Combo. The other members of the Chaotic Combo seem to freely use Magi-chan for teleportation services and information about the latest plot device of the week while doing little to return the favor. Strangely, Magi-chan doesn't seem to resent this frequent badgering for assistance. In his first meetup with the others in episode 11, he's actually a bit peevish when people take their sweet time to ask him for his psychic taxi services. The stoic commitment to duty is, to no one's surprise, wave when it's Chris Chan doing the asking. Angelica, Bubbles, and Rosechew. Like Sonichu, Rosechew is frequently seen hanging out with the other two female members of the Chaotic Combo. Unfortunately, as she's but a mere female character in Sonichu, she's only seen interacting with them in warm scenes of domesticity. Well, basically trying to, try to only write women in a very particular way. That's the best way to describe it. Stuff like shopping at the mall, hanging out at the beach, or stripping nude. I think we're learning more about Chris's just attitudes to women and attitudes to cultures and attitudes to religions. Chris, you were completely over the hill to have done this, and yet I'm still having difficulty believing this did actually happen. Punchy and Angelica. Punchy initially develops a crush on Angelica after she attends on him after getting owned by Blake's hoverboard. This infatuation only lasts until he starts IRMing Leia Fluffy, whereupon he immediately forgets his years-long feelings for Angelica. And trust me, if you were looking for anything more interesting going on, then I'm afraid you've come to literally the wrong article, my friends. The only thing I can suggest at this point is that sooner or later we are just gonna do like the entire comic series in retrospect, but that would have to be saved for something very, very particular, especially when we get round to Sonichu issue 13, which is probably the most interesting piece of literature that Chris has actually ever taken part in. But again, that's going to have to be saved for something very, very special. With all that being said, however, how can Chris struggle to make an idea like this interesting? Honestly, this should not have been that difficult. But, well, I've been proven wrong before, and I don't know who's making that racket outside. I must find out what they want. So, I'll see all of you guys again next time. Thank you.